Hey everyone, it is Habetler here bringing another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be talking about the evolution of the LR rarity post 300 million download celebration. That's right, the celebration is winding down and coming to an end. So I figured I'd make this video. I haven't made one of these evolutions of LR videos in over a year, and during that time, of course, a lot of LRs have dropped and the type of LRs have been different. So this should be a really great discussion and hopefully help you guys out in understanding the history and maybe where LRs are going from here on out. So with that, if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff, and always a shout out to DBZ Space and the Dokkan Wiki for info and images provided. Let's go ahead and jump into this and first start with the free-to-play LR. So the free-to-play LRs, I kind of made this nice little graphic here with all the type advantages all in order. Here we have AGL, Tech, Int, Strength, and Physical. I don't still understand why Strength is ahead of Physical in your filter, but I just kept it that way just to, you know, make it how it is in the game. So anyway, this nice little page here basically showing you the different free-to-play LRs. You have Friend Summons, Prime Battles, SBRs, things of that nature. And what you're seeing here are the 20 free-to-play LRs that are available that was up to the 4-year anniversary, right? So there are 20 in total. There are more than 20 free-to-play LRs right now on the game, and I'm counting JP and, in a sense, global. We haven't had some of these released yet, and you'll identify those with the Japanese writing on the type advantage. But anyway, this has 20 on the screen here, and let's kind of go through it really quick and talk about really, like I said, the evolution of all of it. So really start off with the top row there, and those are really the OG free-to-play LRs here. You have the, you know, Friend Summon, 2 Prime Battles, and a World Tournament, and then the Ginyu Force really wasn't introduced on global for quite some time because of the whole Battlefield 1.0 fiasco, and that did come about later on, and I still consider that a original OG LR free to play. So those are the initial units that you ended up going for, and then what happens is, you know, your second generation were these units here: a new World Tournament, new Friend Summon that was actually introduced quite earlier. The Super Battle Road, when that came out, a lot of people couldn't even beat Super Battle Road, so that Gohan there was really hard to get. And but the one that was the most valuable here that a lot of people wanted to get was that Strength Vegito Blue, the LR Vegito Blue, still an incredible unit to this day, and really good. So that being kind of the second generation, and winding down into the third generation was the introduction of the Metal Cooler, and that was on JP, of course, first, a lot earlier than when Global got the Metal Cooler there. Then you actually moved into the third stages there. Now these individuals here, they're I would say 4 out of the 5 are very useful. The Prime Battle Trunks, not really so much, but you see a lot of people using the Ginyu Goku, the Super Battle Road Int Goku support unit. 1000 Day Goku, I guess, is really, you don't see it too much being used, but that is a great trophy to have, 1000 Day Goku. Those are for your OG players that have been involved in the game for 1,000 days. And then you have the Friend Summon, the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. So those actually work out pretty well. And then finally it ended with it ends with the bottom road there, basically leading up to the 4-year anniversary, and I think it was Prime Battle Super Vegeta. Then it was World Tournament Yamcha, Puar, and then of course leading really into the 4-year anniversary was Goku and Arale, then LR Pan, and then LR Oob. So all these units here were prior to the 4-year anniversary, and then we have a few free-to-play LRs that have just arrived just recently on JP, and one on Global, and that's the Super Battle Road, the brand new one, the Goku and Bulma. And then JP has the First Form Cell and the Frieza and King Cold, the Strength one there. So those are also free to play on there, but these are in a sense post 4-year anniversary. And you know, and I have these little question marks down here because, you know, if you go look back on this page here, you can see it's nice little neat package of 20 LRs, all in type advantage order, right? Nothing you know, jumping out or any additional to that. But over here you can see there's a few that if it's going to follow that pattern, we should be getting an int or physical LR coming out soon. Now another way to look at free-to-play LRs and really quickly go through this, is the type of free-to-play LRs they actually have. So the top row there are your friend summon free-to-play LRs, right? There's 3 out of the 5 type advantages there, so we can assume that we can have an int and a strength one hopefully coming out pretty soon. We're surprised that we didn't get one during the $300 million $300 million celebration. You know, a brand new friend summon LR, but I think maybe something like that might come up pretty soon. Then you have your World Tournament LRs. In the World Tournament LRs, you're missing a tech one and a strength one. Now the Prime Battle, for some odd reason, it would have been nice and tidy with the 5 type advantages if the LR first form cell was an int unit, but you know, they just threw it out as a tech unit, so it kind of messes up the pattern there. And but yeah, I don't know if they're gonna hold the pattern. Dokkan has gone away a little bit from kind of pattern introductions of units, and this is one of the examples there. The battlefield medals, we're missing a AGL one, so maybe expect an AGL battlefield LR to be coming out on the free-to-play side. And then finally, the other ones here, Super Battle Road, which were introduced, just a new one with the Goku Bulma, but we don't have a tech or a strength one. Now, the special, if I kind of go back here, actually, where am I going over here? Oh yeah, so down here on the battlefield, yes, the Ginyu Goku is available on the battlefield medals, but I put them over here on special because initially, if you're starting the game, you want to just go ahead and grind out the Ginyu Force team, and then you can use Ginyu Goku on there. So, so there's really 5 I consider special units that it's not tied to Super Battle Road or World Tournament or Prime Battles and things of that nature, and that's the Goku Arale. Ginyu Goku, like I said, it's part of the battlefield. You can get a copy there. The B-Pan, the LR Vegeta Blue, and then probably the hardest one to get, because you need to have 1,000 days, is 1,000 Day Goku. So those are all your, and this is once again a different way of looking at it, but those are all your free-to-play LRs at this point in time, and the evolution seeming like they're all category leaders, like 100%. And what I really want to happen is that top row right there, right here, to get a Extreme Z Awaken. I think that it would make that so relevant, and those units are still hard to get. If you're starting the game right now, it is very, very difficult to get the Piccolo, right? Because it is not a normal unit that you can get on World Tournament anymore. So getting LR Piccolo is very difficult there. And then doing Prime Battle LR Goku and Prime Battle Frieza, man, that's not worth it now if you're a brand new player to do that. So hopefully they might do something like doing an EZA OG LRs there. And that's what maybe I'm expecting to go. And then of course in the future, what's other free-to-play LRs? I can see an int and a physical one coming out pretty soon. So anyway, so that is the breakdown for your free-to-play LRs. Now let's go ahead and jump into probably what you guys want to see most of, is the summonable LRs. So the summonable LRs, let's go ahead and do this again. Nice little tidy screen of units here, and let's start with the OG 90% leads. Now the OG 90%, these were the original ones that came out. These LRs came out, I think the first one was LR Gohan in 2017, I think so, somewhere around there, so about 2 years old now. But those units have held up really, really well. You got Majin Vegeta's probably the only one that's kind of shafted, but he's really one of the LRs that you can get a Mega Colossal at 12 key there, so that's kind of nice. But then you have LR Rosemasu, one of my favorite units out of all of them, is that unit there. Then you got an upgraded Super Attack animated OG into Gohan, and then the King of LR in World Tournament. The King of World Tournament is Strength Broly. And then one unit that's been doing really well because of Future Saga, Time Travelers, and things of that nature is the LR Physical Trunks there. So I use them quite a bit on a bunch of different teams. There's also on Vegeta's family as well. So anyway, the OG 90s have aged very, very well. Leader skills, of course, it's not relevant in this case scenario, because 90% to the type advantage is worthless. So I don't say worthless. I guess it works on Battlefield, but the passives are still holding up pretty strong. So that's how strong they are. Even after 2 years, they're still definitely worthy there. So let's go ahead and move on then to the Neo 100s. The Neo 100s was very interesting. It was these units here were mirroring the class and type advantage to the OG 90s. For example, in Extreme AGL, Majin Vegeta turned into Super AGL, Trunks and Goten, right? And you have Extreme Rose, Super 3Ku, right? Super Gohan, Extreme Bojack. You kind of see the pattern there. So what then happened was something that was very interesting, because the Bardock is the total complete outlier. And what I think that they were supposed to do was these Neo 100 LRs. They were going to do both Super and Extreme type LRs at Key Plus 4 HP and Tech 100%. But they ended up doing away with that because, like I said, the outlier is the Bardock. It doesn't make any sense, even though it was the second to the last Neo unit that was introduced, because Cell was actually the last one before they kind of ended this pattern here. But yeah, Bardock doesn't really fit because it's not the mirroring class of super physical Trunks. It's the same class in super class types. So yeah, it was very interesting, and I think a lot of people thought that they were going to do an Extreme and Super, but it looks like they're ending that, and they are actually switching that into what's currently going on right now, and that is the Category 130 lead. So basically, these units here have a category leader, Key Plus 4 HP and Tech 130% across the board. And right now, the two units that are only on JP is Kale Caulifla and LR Full Power Frieza. So the rest of them, both versions of the game already has, but it's missing some pieces. Now, initially, I also thought this was just going to be one row of type advantages, but because they ended up having two AGLs and then two strengths, it is safe to assume that they're going to do the Super and Extreme 130% LRs. Now, these 130% are very interesting because their passives are really strong, especially Kale and Caulifla. And they tend to just really be focused on the passives and super attacks versus the leader skill, because the leader skill at 130, even though you're getting Key Plus 4, really isn't strong enough to compete against your 170 plus leaders that are out there. So we'll talk about those LRs in just 1 second. So you can really imagine there's 5 more other category LRs that might be dropping in the near future before, in a sense, the meta might end up changing. So I can definitely see that happening, and then those units there can definitely beef up certain categories. For example, like a Hybrid Saiyans or even Majin Buu Saga should be coming up next, right? The Mechians or things of that nature. So I can see this happening. Hopefully pretty soon in the next few months, getting more category 130s and primarily a super tech, some int 130s, and then some physical 130s. So that's what I'm guessing there. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. So now let's go ahead and move into, in a sense, the finale of all this, and that's the Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs, and then what I call the LR Beyonds that kind of really don't fit into the patterns. So Dokkan Festival LRs have been touted for a very, very long time, since the introduction of Super Vegeta and Super Gogeta, the LR versions of those, and they have just been getting better and better and better. Yes, I know that the new Gohan and 30% LR Cell was a little bit underwhelming, but in a sense, when you compare it to everyone else, they're very, very good units. And when you look at what the Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs really focus on, is really the leader skills. The leader skills on these are very good. You got your Potara leaders, you got your Fusion, you got your Goku's family, Vegeta's family. Gobros is still hands down, I would say, the best leader skill LR, because it does not only siblings bond, and it has Goku's families in it. So combining 170% on both is pretty amazing. And then you have the brand new Gohan and Cell. So it seems like, I would think with the pattern, you can probably, guess that it's going to be a extreme tech or super tech. I thought they were going to maybe do a little counterbalance there, but they have a super AGL and another super AGL. So I don't know if they're just going to do any more extremes, but I would think a few extreme units on here, strength, physical, or tech, coming out in the future as a Dokkan Fest exclusive. So, and then finally the LR Beyond. These are the 3 LRs that really don't fit in the patterns, and you see LR51 there, the brand new LR in part 2 of the 300 million download celebration. But when you look at these three, LR Friku is 177% leader. That is a non-Dokkan Festival exclusive, so you can summon for him in a normal banner. And but he has the highest leader skill possible, Representatives Universe 7, 177%. The problem with the Representatives Universe 7, it's a tiny category, right? Yeah, there's only like seems like 8 units that he can run on that legitimately. Yes, it does have a secondary passive in that 90%, but it's not, it's not another 170% like Go Bros, right? So then you have the Go Punks, which is once again very interesting. It's a dual category lead, but the dual category, the main category is Dragon Ball Seekers 170% across the board. There's no other LR that has dual category that has 170% across the board. It's typically like 170, 150, 170, 130, things of that nature. So that's once again very unique and a little bit out there. And then of course the LR LR 51, LR Androids 51, they are 150% across the board, but plus 4 to key, right? So a little bit different there. And yeah, all these units, these are probably your most valuable units because of the Dokkan Festival exclusive, very hard to get. And these three LR Beyonds is what I'm really calling them, are very valuable as well. So I think if you're running free to play and you don't have LR Go Punks, that unit there is very good. If you can get that unit and just run free to play units, you can pretty much do anything at that point in time, but the rest are still very valuable as well. So yeah, that is the summonable LRs. I still had to put it on 2 pages here because really the LRs are becoming the new SSRs, right? Those individuals that have been playing for over 4 years remember when it was just rares and SRs, and then the first SSR came out, and then the crescendo and continuing on and increasing those. Now you get your TURs, etc. Now you have your LRs. Look at there's a lot of them at this point in time. So if you look at the free to play, LRs, you have your 20 here, you have 23 in total, and then you have 23 plus your how many I didn't even count. So 23. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 46, 47, 48, 49, is that right? 49 total LRs in the game right now. So that cool number 50 is coming right around the corner. So can't wait for that. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is pretty much just the evolution or history lesson of the current LRs that are in the game, both versions, JP and on global. This is the post 300 million download celebration, and we'll see on what's to come. I feel like, of course, dual categories is where it's going to be, and unfortunately you're going to see probably more restrictions of these LRs as well. So on certain teams that you can run, you have to have a certain unit to power them up and things of that nature. I think that is going to be more LRs that with that kind of restriction is going to happen, like it or not, right? So, but anyway, that's the evolution of LRs. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and we'll catch you next time. Later.